The Cavaliers leading by 13. Hills at point with Bellinelli. They're the backcourt. Splitter is out there with Boris Diaw. And it's Green in at the 3 slot. That's the San Antonio 5. Here's Green following the basket by Kyrie Irving. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Well, going into last season, Thiago Splitter accepting a 4-year, $36 million extension, Steve, from the Spurs.
A lot of people questioned the value of that contract, but Splitter more than earned it with his play throughout the regular season and in the playoffs. He's versatile, he can pass, he can defend, and even though his numbers were down a little bit last year, he made tremendous impact just in terms of their interior play.
Knocked loose. And oh, here we go with Green. Nobody back.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
Inside, here's Bellinelli. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And Splitter clearly, when you look at him offensively, is not a floor spacer. He's a guy who's going to finish inside. He's going to set solid screens. Even though he plays close to the basket, his field goal percentage dropped by almost 10% over the last couple of seasons. He was once superb in that area. Now he's just rock solid. But with the Spurs, in his role, rock solid is good enough.
Irving's shot is good.
Well, here we go again. An open path to the hoop, an easy 2 points. Where is the defense?
From 12 feet out. And again, it's Cleveland.
Splitter still shooting over 90% of his shots in the paint, but less effective down low. Injuries perhaps a factor. We'll see if he can bounce back.
Mozgov with the block. The prayer from beyond half court is off the mark. Here's Green. Mozgov with the block. They recover it. Smith kicks to James. Lets the 3 fly. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. 22 points for LeBron. Hey, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Cleveland.
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin. Closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Duncan, he's checked in for Diaw. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Marco Bellinelli. Ano Ginobili's checked in for Green. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Patty Mills.
You know, he operates so well close to the bucket. There's nothing he likes more than seeing an opening inside.
James with the block. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Another bucket, adding to their lead. They've been the better team in every facet of the game.
And to turn in this kind of performance in an opponent's building, that's really impressive.
Here's Parker to end the run. Excellent defense there from Smith.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today. Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And guys, the league has taken some steps to pick up the pace of the game. Over the last decade, we've seen a lot of rule changes with hand checks and zone defenses and tightening up flagrant foul rules and physical play in general.
Perkins, he's checked in for Mozgov. And so Irving nails both of them. And back to that move by the league to speed up the game. It doesn't seem like the league is done.
Yeah, you know, and I think more can be done, Kevin. Cutting down on timeouts. You see in soccer, they just run a little sponsor banner in the corner of the screen while the ball is in play. Continuous play. Continuous play. Reduce the number of free throws, I think, is another step, but that would be more a result of not fouling than teams not getting to the line.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just total obliteration. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Cavaliers.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
It always takes someone stepping up, and that happened here as we got great numbers for Kyrie Irving. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone on his team on offense.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Jeff Ayers is jacked in for Splitter. Diaw comes in for Tim Duncan. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Leonard. And it's Mills in for Manu Ginobili.
Time to turn out the lights on this game.
I think they deserve a ton of credit for the way they played here today. Truly a professional display. You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
J.R. Smith going from one of his best seasons in 2012-13 to one of his worst a year ago. I think his knee surgery in the offseason really got him off to a slow start. He didn't have the same bounce in his step, and he didn't find his game until late in the season. Marco Bellinelli with a career season playing for the Spurs in 2013-14, his best ever three-point percentage. In fact, he led the league in that category for the first half of the season.
And for Bellinelli, you couldn't have asked for a better situation than the Spurs offensively.
Yeah, they put their shooters in a great position to succeed, Kevin. A really good passing offense with a clear system, clear-cut system. Marco wasn't asked to create his shot as much, and that benefits him and his team.
And James throws it down.
And a terrific run to really put this ball game away.
And now let's see how many more points they can throw up there before the horn sounds.
And that one's good. Parker. And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
Sure can, because they've earned the win.
No good from Perkins.
That would have been a nice alley-oop there.
Well, you got to love the effort, though. Almost showtime.
Looks like they're going to finish strong, but just aren't enough ticks left on the clock.
Well, Steve, it's a good run they're having now, but they just waited too long to have it. Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
It's Parker with the drive. Mozgov with the block. Irving for three. Off the mark. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Well, that'll do it. For Dorisberg, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.